Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. I wanted to revisit the task wall here, and so what I had mapped out earlier was I needed the molecular transform to make Cenarium, whatever it's called. And what I wanted to do was get back to the ME controller and just double check the recipe because something was jumping out at me that the Certus Course wrench is going to require this enriched cenarium alloy, which is going to require enriched cenarium, which is going to require irradiant uranium. And I realized, do I have the ability to actually craft that? So cenarium is going to be okay. Enriched cenarium. Actually, you know what? This is going to be just fine. So with the irradiant uranium coming out of the assembly table, I am actually okay on these two pieces. I just have to wait a phenomenal amount of time because let's just double check scenario. Okay, here's where I was running the problem. Iridium reinforced plate. All right, which is going to require iridium ore, which is going to require MOX fuel and pellets of RTG fuel. And I think this is where I think I can get the MOX nuclear fuel, okay, by mixing uranium and plutonium. Uranium blocks, thermal centrifuge seems to be coming up a lot in the crafting tasks here, and plutonium, same deal, another thermal centrifuge. And if we go to the RTG, that's going to require dense iron plate and plutonium. Again, back to the thermal centrifuge. So, I think I'm actually going to have to make this guy next. So, let's figure out what I need to do to make this guy. Thermal centrifuge is going to require electric motor, another advanced machine casing, mining lasers, and coils. So that in itself, I can get most of the pieces. You'll notice here I added some quite clear glass, which is one of the few glass pieces that does not have an interior border or some kind of obscuring of the glass. So I can hopefully watch things route a little better here as things are doing the dance of the crafting dance here. So let's take a look. So I started prepping for a metal former, and because I think I'm going to need to have several of these running in parallel. And so if you go here, you see I've kind of prepped a lot of things. So let's grab one of those for a metal former. And the centrifuge here is going to require a mining laser. Okay, that seems to be the big piece. So if we were to reorganize, okay, tin item casing I do not have, okay. But I do have 2 coils. I have iron, so iron ingots, let's get 4 of those. Let's get the advanced machine casing, will go in the middle. And the last thing I need is the electric motor, of which I've prepped the formula for. So let's request one of those. Missing 2 tin item casings. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so that's going to be a tin plate and the forge hammer. So tin plate. Dink dink. And we'll just hook that up with the forge hammer right here to make that. So 1, 2, throw that in, back to the, well, whatever it is I was trying to craft before, which I've now completely forgotten. Okay, that would be the motor. Okay. Electric motor request. Still missing the 2-item casings. Interesting. 10-item casing should be accessible. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we're requesting. Okay. So back to the 4 of these, and let's take a look what I need for the mining laser next. Now to do this, I'm going to need 3 more advanced alloys, another advanced circuit. I have plenty of redstone. Energy crystal I made before, and that's just this energium dust. So let's start requesting that again. And the last piece is the iron turning blank, which is going to require a turning table. And the turning table itself doesn't seem that hard. This is where I'm going to need the metal formers in a couple of configurations. And so this is where I was thinking that I could put in the other metal former in the rolling mode and have it handle some of these formulas without having to push everything through the forge hammer. So let's take a look over here and head down. Okay, all the way down. Let's throw down the other metal former here. And one thing I did want to point out is I hooked up the molecular transformer through a wire connector cable back in the network. And this has been running down so far. I've only created one, but it's going to get me my scenarium in a very slow and steady fashion. So I'm willing, because I have so much other stuff to craft, I'm willing to wait on that. But that should at least get me going for now. Alright, I'm back. I did a little bit of expansion. So one thing I do want to point out is that I want to thank viewer Andrew Kerr for pointing out these crafting chassis. So the logistics chassis is sort of like a generic holder in the logistics pipe that takes modules. And so modules can be any kind of storage or provider or crafting. But what they do is they stack so that multiple things can interact with the same block. And so these are useful for non IC2 machines or even IC2 machines that can work with multiple different patterns of the same in the same machine. So things like furnaces and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is whip up a couple of these. So let's request 2 of them and grab them into our inventory as soon as they're done crafting. I think they're probably going to take a while. But there they come, and there they go. Great. So what I've been doing downstairs is I ended up crafting 2 more of the metal formers. And so these are now working in each of the 3 primary modes, extruding, cutting, and rolling. And what I'm going to do is put these chassis on the backside. And so I've already worked on the rolling one here, where I've prepped out the formula for the basic plates, tin, iron, gold, and copper and bronze. And now I'm starting on the second tier of items, which are these item casings. So back to the turning table, I'm going to need 2 iron casings. So what I'd like to do is set up this guy down. Well, let's add another one here, blank. And what I'm going to do is set up that one of these iron plates makes 2 iron casings. And so let's just let this run through. and done. And so these two will go into this crafting output, and then, whoops, wrong item, into this crafting output that will know that one plate becomes 2 iron casing. And so likewise, there's another formula for the extruding mode in order to make these iron shafts. So I need a block of iron becomes a shaft, so click, and let's put this one up here, prep the iron, and let's make the product. So I started looking at the overclocker upgrades, and I think they're actually not that difficult. Okay, 1 shaft of iron, so let's prep that. Great. And so if we were to look at the overclock, so these are going to take coolant cells, and the copper and the electric circuit I already know how to make. Coolant cells are going to need this coolant cell, the empty or the basic coolant cell. Okay, and the way we make those coolant bottles is to use this canning machine. So this is just a lot of tin in a basic machine. So I can whip one of those up as soon as I am done here. So let's head up and get the turning table formula running. And then I'll demo what else I had built in between recordings. So let's go back to here, load this up, iron plate, done. Let's just make a request, and I'll show you that while that's ticking, underneath the farm here, I've been prepping for a second farm. So let's go over here and ride the water down, and we'll see that I have another field, four fields, 2 that I haven't dedicated anything yet, and these are all going to be redstone. So with the enervation generators, I'm finding that I need a lot of redstone right now, and so very soon these are going to be generating more than I know what to do with. So let's load these up, and this is already hooked into my item storage system through the item ducts over here. And the last thing I need to do is do something with this sludge. So I'm thinking I'm just going to pipe it over here. Keep forgetting to make some more tanks. So let's swim back up and take care of that. At least start prepping the tanks before I forget again. And so let's come over here, and the turning table should be done by now. Bink. There we go, turning table. So let's go tank, open blocks, tanks. Let's see if we can make, yep, we'll make 2 of these. Oh, here's the tank. Okay, great. Do I have any more in storage? No, I don't. Okay, so I'll hold on to that. So let's find a place for the turning table. And I haven't used this yet. Let's yeah, might as well put it here and dig underneath. What is this going to need? So let's go back to the mining laser, and this handle 43222. Okay. So I assume, no, 4. Alright, looks like I need a couple more tools. So let's head over here, and in here it says I'm going to need an iron turning blank, a lathing tool, and I assume that's an output. Iron turning blank and a lathing tool. Alright, so lathing tool. steel, iron. Okay, I can do that. And we're going to need a blank. So okay, here it is, iron turning blank. So that is also not difficult. So let's request up one of those. And I forget to make the handle. There it is. Okay, lathing here, here. Okay, there's the lathing tool. And then I need the turning blank. There we go, iron turning blank. So let's head back over here and load that in. Ah, okay. Now we got some action. And load that in. So it was 5. Okay, when in doubt, read the directions. So this thing is a kinetic unit powered machine, not an EU machine. So these are my choices. Wind, steam, electric. I'm going with electric because this is probably going to be the easiest to manage. So I think what I'm missing is the RE battery. So let's see if I can order up one of those. No, I'm missing the tin and the insulated tin cable. Okay, well, that shouldn't be that difficult. Tin item casing, that's going to be another tin plate. So let's make one of those tin plates. And we'll do the formula for that. And then let's take a look at the insulated tin cable. So do I have any tin? Tin in a cutter. Okay, so let's request a second one. And head down to our machines. Okay. So let's find the one that's in cutting mode, okay, which is the middle. And that means then that this guy will be my first machine. So we will have one of these produce wire. And then over here, oh, I'm out. Okay. Okay, I probably should have done an item count before starting. So let's head back over here and request another crafting module. In fact, let's grab a couple more than just that. So all these are just going to route around. And now they're all coming back. Okay, so let's grab that. Head down. And as I was saying, this guy will be prepped with the tin plate, and it will make the tin casing. This one will have one tin plate produces 3 tin cable. Okay, awesome. So if I ever need these again, these are now working formulas. Okay. And bada bing. So let's go up, and I should be able to autocraft RE batteries now. Let's just make sure I have enough electrotene in the crafting system. So let's get back to this RE battery, and yep. So let's do this. Done. Oh, I forgot. I need to put the wiring back over here. Okay. So that together will make one tin cable. Then this together will make the RE battery. Let's throw all these back. Actually, yeah, so this is getting a little pokey, which means that the, yeah, it's trying to do a little too much with those machines. Let's wait till this ticks up to 4. There we go, and done. So there's our RE battery, which means I should now be able to just request one of these altogether. Okay, it says I'm missing the RE battery, but the RE battery is right here. Okay, throw that in, then request it back out. No? Yes? Successful. Okay. Oh wait, I have that there. I can just, yeah, I can just load that in. I have the electric motor already. I have a shaft already. The only thing I'm missing are the other iron casings. And so those are going to roll in very soon. Okay, now that that's done, I can create the electric kinetic generator. So let's head over here and kind of rewire this. So, yeah. Make sure that I don't accidentally break these guys. So, yeah, let's open that up. Let's get rid of that piping, get rid of that there. Not the matic. Where's my other? Okay, pickaxe. Oh, my pickaxe is broken. Alright, so here's what I ended up doing. I took my bat box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up to the RF system here. So let's break this down here. And so that's going to power up the bat box, which is going to feed this electrokinetic generator. And what I was missing was that I needed to feed this with electric motors, which is going to then produce units of KU, kinetic energy per step. So it was just like this heat generator with the coil. I just had a brain fart and forgot that's what you need to do. So now that that has KU power, I should be able to, here we go, adjust this. So finally, this is moving. So 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so that should get me the handle that I need, plus some iron dust. Great. So let's head back over here and get back to the mining laser after all that. So I'm going to need an energy crystal, which I think I forgot that I need to take the energiurium dust and hook that up. So let's head down to our compressor. And so I think this then is the next candidate. Okay, the mesh and the, okay. So it looks like I don't have any more of the chassis on me, so I'm just going to do this for now and set up the formula later, because this isn't going to be that complicated. And I don't think I need, do I need a lot of mining lasers? I'm going to need another one later for the Ender Quarry. Interesting. Boy, they don't make this easy at all, do they? I guess not. Oh, interesting. MFSU. Okay, cool, cool. Where did this go, and what is it missing? Oh, there we go. Okay, strange. So let's head up and get back to the crafting area. And throw that into the system. And let's get back to, oh yeah. Let's just do the mining laser. So an empty energy crystal. And I'm missing the iron turning blank. Okay, so that means this has to go in here. Where's my energy crystal? No, that's in the system. Alright, well, let's, can I request that back out? Alright, it's just going to be like that, isn't it? Okay. Alloy. Let's get 3 of those. We're going to need the advanced circuit. Let's request 1 of those. And then we're going to need 2 redstone. Let's grab our turning blank back out. Oops. Request 1 right back out. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to go back to the Mark 1 crafting table. But, okay, there we go. Power level 3, mining laser. Okay, which now we can go back to the scenarium, which means that in order to make the iridium and the iridium ore and the MOX nuclear fuel, all this for the thermal centrifuge. Phew. Okay, so here's our formula. What am I missing? I'm missing some iron. Okay, so let's see if that... Yep, so 2 iron ingots. Bada bing, bada bing, and done. There's our thermal centrifuge. Excellent. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to start working with uranium. So I ended up building the scuba helmet, hazmat suit, and rubber boots, which are recommended when you're going to be playing around with the uranium. So I ended up making a solid canning machine. So I'm going to add that down to my machine stack downstairs. So I ended up putting the centrifuge over here, and once it was up and running, I was able to click it and see that I have some recipe options. One of which is taking my crushed uranium ore from the sifting, and that's going to produce regular uranium for me. So what I'm going to do then is grab a chunk of this stuff. Let's grab, let's just do 16, let's try, and throw that in. And what I was reading was that this is going to end up taking a fair amount of heat. So this is sort of like a buffer for the process to start. And once it hits the 3000 tick mark, so it will not require any additional heat to continue. So let me just throw in a whole stack worth here. And so I sort of want to keep an eye on it, but I also want to work on the canning. So when I was looking up fuel rods, so if I have a fuel rod MOX, so that's going to need this canning machine to put the nuclear fuel into the fuel rod. So the nuclear fuel is just uranium and plutonium, but as far as the fuel rod goes, I'm going to need to put an iron plate through the metal former in extruder mode, extruding. So let's set up another one of the formulas over here. So 1 iron plate will become one of those empty fuel rods. So checking here, not quite done yet. Okay, fuel rod empty. So I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot of these. Okay, but at least that's set up now. So let's get back over here and take a look. So So the fuel rod, so the plutonium, as near as I can tell, is going to need to run through a depleted MOX fuel cell. And plutonium, same deal. This is just going to come out of depleted cells. So let's check here. Okay, so we've hit the magic limit of our heat index. So let's see what happens when this hits the full amount. Okay, so I consumed one item and got me some uranium. Awesome. So I think I'm going to need a hopper then to move the stuff out. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So let me make another hopper and another chest. Okay. Oh, I have some hoppers. All right, so let's request one of those in a chest. Okay. Okay. The bucket. Let's grab a little bit of water. Actually, am I going to need to do any acrobatics? Probably not. Let's put that there, and I think I can then reach this from here. Yep, okay, cool. So that's pulling the those items out into the chest directly. So that'll work through the whole stack of crushed uranium automatically. Excellent. So with the uranium then, I can create a uranium block. Enriched uranium fuel. Okay, so the tiny pile, okay, will become this. Uranium ingots I'm already okay with. Canning fuel rod uranium. Fuel rod uraniums will then deplete. And tiny pile of plutonium. Then, okay, then the tiny piles of plutonium can then be built up into a regular plutonium. So I'm going to have to go that path. I'm going to have to go through building myself a regular uranium cell before I can get up to the MOX. Okay, makes sense. So, alright, so with that, I'm going to call this an episode. I think I have a lot of building left to go, but I think the next episode is definitely going to be building the uranium reactor. So, if you could, please leave a comment or a like, and let me know how I am doing, and I will see you next time in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. Bye!